Bjorklund is running for election to the State House representing District 8. The other candidates are incumbents Mitch Fargen and Jerry Lang and challenger Patricia Strickers. Each candidate will answer the same set of questions. You can compare their responses online at amazingmadison.com. Jason, thanks for taking the time to visit with us today. South Dakota requires a balanced budget. The last several budgets have required major infusions of federal funds to reach that balance. What would you do to create a sustainable, balanced budget for the state?
Well, our balanced budget's been a problem for a number of years now, and I do believe that one of our major problems there is the infusion of federal dollars. We're seeing as more federal dollars are brought in, we're being strapped with more unfunded mandates by Medicare, Medicaid. We just can't keep saddling ourselves with these programs that are being forced down our throats by the federal government without the cash to back them up. They give us the cash to start the programs and expect us to fund them down the road. Well, obviously, that's going to keep growing and growing our budget. We're going to have to come up with that money somewhere, and we just haven't been able to do it lately. Another thing that we're going to have to do is we're going to have to take a look at every state program we have and look at places where we can make cuts and save money. I know people don't like to hear that we need to make cuts, but we really do need to make cuts when we don't have the money available. Just like in your family, you cannot spend more than you take in, and the state needs to act in the same responsible manner.
During the last session, South Dakota gave a $10 million refund to TransCanada to build the Keystone Pipeline. Do you believe incentive packages to specific companies such as this are an appropriate economic development strategy?
Admittedly, I'm not entirely up on TransCanada. I haven't been in the legislature, obviously, so I'm not privy to all the information they've had. But as far as I understand, this is a done deal, and at this point, there's nothing we can do about it. Do I think this is the best way to bring businesses and jobs to South Dakota? No, not necessarily. We need to look at ways to encourage businesses to come here without spending the resources, the limited resources that we have. Now, this TransCanada thing, it appears to be a done deal. They've got the money. There's nothing we can do at this point but sit back and look at the numbers. How many jobs did it create in the state? Was this a good move for us to do? And keep that in mind as we make future decisions.
And our final question, Jason, as a House member, what would you do to spur job creation in the state, especially here in District 8?
That's one thing that bugs me personally, is when I hear government officials saying, we're going to create jobs. That's the big lie. Government cannot create jobs that are not directly taxpayer funded or subsidized in some way. Now, government can take the regulation, legislation, and taxation out of the way and provide a better environment to encourage businesses to come here. And one of the things I think we should do that we could do on a fairly limited budget is try to recruit companies from other states, especially where they're in states where they got like a high state income tax or other high tax burdens. We have a pretty well-educated work base here. We got a hard-working work base here. We're pretty centrally located. We got great access to both coasts. We got good interstate systems. South Dakota really has a lot to offer to businesses, and I think we need to spend a little bit of money just to try to get the word out there about how great a place South Dakota is, what kind of people we have here. We've got good, studious, hard-working people, and we need to let the world know that.
Thanks to candidate Jason Bjorklund. Hear more from all the candidates October 28th at the Madison Chamber of Commerce Forum.